Welcome back, everybody, to the Sam McKee Memorial Broadcast Set. Dave Little with you, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Jody Bokman, who is the co-founder and the current executive director at the Standard Bread Retirement Foundation. Judy, thanks so much for spending a couple of minutes with us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us about the Standard Bread Retirement Foundation. Now, obviously, I've been in the business about 40 years, and I know what the SRF does, but maybe a lot of our viewers do not. What exactly is the function of the Standard Bread Retirement Foundation?
Well, we're here to help find a new career for these horses. There is nothing formally set up for them when they're done racing, so that's our job. Some of the horses come right from the track and the training centers, and they make lovely, lovely riding horses.
All right, now, the SRF, I was talking to you off camera, apparently it reaches far beyond the boundaries of the Garden State, New Jersey, where you have about 100 horses under your care. In fact, you're all over the country, and the SRF takes care of over 500 horses?
Yes, we have 520 horses right now, all that need homes. We do have about 100 in New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We have horses in North Carolina, Kentucky, yeah.
Now, where in New Jersey are the horses kept? Because, you said Walden Ridge Farm was one of the places. I'm familiar with that place. Where else are the horses, living? It would be the way to say it.
Well, in New Jersey, there are 2 other facilities that we use, and we basically board them there. SRF doesn't own a farm. All these years, financially, it was smarter to board our horses and work with them there. We're at the point now with 520 that we do need a facility. So we have our trainers at the one facility where we have 80, and we just have to rotate them in and out.
Now, these 500 horses, they got to see a vet, they got to eat every day, they got to be out and walk. A lot of care goes into the Standard Bread, the retired Standard Bread especially. How do you create all of this revenue to take care of all these horses?
Well, believe it or not, it's really driven by donations from individual people who care about horses. The public love horses. 83% of them are against what might happen to them. So we look to them a lot to help support them.
Now, we're talking about retired horses with the SRF, but tonight we're talking about horses in training and some awful good ones. 2 divisions of the Standard Bread Retirement Foundation series. Both dashes will go for $40,000. Up next is a 3-year-old filly trot. Now, I'm not going to ask you individually about what do you think of the races themselves. That's up to me and Jessica. But I will ask you, Jeff Gural, I believe, played a big role in this series, and as a result, some revenue was created for the SRF.
Yes, Jeff has been supportive since day one, and this was something that he set up, and it's extremely helpful. It brings a lot of revenue to us to take care of these horses. You can only imagine what 520 horses cost in one day.
So the SRF, 175 horses entered the series, and while we didn't see as big a response dropping into the entry box per se, those 175 entries at 200 a pop was $35,000. The Meadowlands matched that, so there was over $70,000 donated to the SRF.
Yes, there was, and we're very grateful for that. Yes.
So how far does that money take you? Does it last a week? Does it last a month? How much money does it take to take care of all your horses?
Well, if you think of it this way, so when someone turns out a racehorse for a month, it generally will cost about $600. Now, we don't pay anywhere near that, but you multiply that by 520 and there's your number.
How many horses, give us a rough percentage. How many of them are in good condition and how many of them are not in such good condition?
Well, you have to think if the horse is still able to race, people will still race them. So if they start to get sore and they come to us, we'll rest them up and turn them around and put the saddle on them. So I would say the majority of them need some rest or need some time off. So a good majority of them.
All right, but there certainly are horses who are sound enough to be police horses, as proven by in New York City and Newark. Some of your horses actually are on the police force, are they not?
Yes, actually Newark Mounted Unit, they're here tonight. And they have 10 of our standardbreds, and that's their entire mounted force. They're all our standardbreds. New York City has our horses, Philadelphia, some of the sheriff's department have our horses as well.
Now, you and the folks on the board at the SRF, what was your response when Jeff wanted to have an SRF series? Because I think it does shine a light on the SRF and maybe make more people aware that these horses need a lot of help.
This was very big for us. We are so grateful to have this race. It brings a lot of information to a lot of people to recognize what our need is, what the horses' needs are, and people will step up and help.
And to make a donation, all you got to do is go to adoptahorse.org.
Yes.
All right, very good. Well, Judy Bokman, thanks so much for a couple of minutes of your time. The Standardbred Retirement Foundation Series. And don't forget to help a horse. Adoptahorse.org. Send anything you can to help an old retired Standardbred. Judy, thanks so much for a couple of minutes.
Well, thank you.
Have a nice night, Judy, and we'll get back to the action. Ken Workington has the post parade for the SRF Series 3-year-old filly trot next.